Hello again. Another somewhat uninspiring day when it comes to the weather, but that's not going to stop me from going over to Dawlish to see what they've dug up now. Crazy. Anyway, ticket time now. Let's go. Not mine either. Wrong side. Squeaky, squeaky. And we won't see him leave because this one is my one. Well, kind of see him leave a little bit. Anyway, I've got to get my train. I've got to get my... Hey, wait for me! Wait for me! I think I'll manage it. Lovely. Right, see you in Dawlish.
Excellent.
Crossover. That's spray point. Salty dog. Yay, Dawlish. Lovely. A little bit slower than normal today coming in for some reason. Better shot of everything. Whoa, spooky. Spooky house personified. Walk up there later. And there's the money shot. The golf. Which is closed with people there doing measuring on it, so we'll have to look at that later. Not ideal. Of course, there's a coach outside there which can't go to its normal car park because the car park is all being dug up. Right, let's see what's going on. Well, we certainly got some sound with that, didn't we? No wind blocker today. And crossover coming up, so I'm going to keep going. And there we go. Look at that, lovely. Going slow today. Squeaky, squeaky. And there she goes. Now, best get the microphones on. Get ready to have my wander with Andy. Lovely. And another one comes in. Well, it'd be rude not to film him, wouldn't it? You can always use the timestamps to skip ahead if this isn't your cup of tea. That's a slow, fast train. Crazy. So here we go, we're going to start our wander off. There's the Teignmouth Inn. Lovely. Oh, train behind me, never mind. Right. And of course, that building there you'll be familiar with, the Blenheim. And looking down along here, we go into an old postcard.
Yes.
Here we go.
And an old postcard which shows a class 42 or 43 Western coming through Kennaway Tunnel.
I would say probably sometime in the 60s. I can't really put a dot on it because there's no date there, but it was a very popular postcard at the time. But if you look in the picture, you'll see the old beach hotel, which is now gone.
Lovely. Got a few more walking along here. Quick update on the Marine Tavern. That's it there. There we go. Not much to say really, unfortunately. Don't think it's going to be open by the end of May.
It doesn't look like it.
Doesn't bode well for that.
And I would say by looking at it, probably a lot later on in the year.
Quick shot of the spooky house. Be rude not to. Right, that building right ahead of us, the brown one, that's in it. Zoom out. Here we go. Slightly different fence.
Yeah.
And we're back to 1985.
Yeah, and it probably looks like a peak, a class 45 peak, pulling a mixed freight. This would have been a very popular working down here.
Excellent, excellent. Here we go, back to 1970 now. Looking straight through the tunnel. And here we go, time travel, yay!
Time travelling again, and yes, and that's a class 47 with the new Domino head code on board. They used to have the head codes on there, but they did away with them and replaced them with the 2 dots. But yeah, so that would have been booming through Kenaway Tunnel in the 70s, and with, as I say, with the new head code on it.
Lovely. Here we are up on the bridge. Be rude not to film this little beauty coming through. Hello train, toot toot. Happy train, come on. No. Bye bye. Oh, shouldn't have stopped filming, should I? More fool me. Just going to wander up for the fun of it, up past Cowhole.
What used to be Cowhole Rock is now Red Rock.
There's that boat still there.
They're both boats. There's 2 of them now.
Oh, it's got a friend.
Yes, it's got a baby.
Oh.
And that one, the little one, that was half sunk on Thursday.
Oh, super.
So somebody's pulled it up. So we're getting a collection of boats here now.
Well, it is called Boat Cove, isn't it?
It is.
Low tide. Lovely view. And of course there's Cove Cafe. Lovely. Just commenting to Andy that for some reason the huts here
Haven't been painted.
Yeah, normally they're painted up every year and look really bright colours, but they're all very very dull and faded today.
There's some notification.
Oh, what's this say?
I think it's just...
Oh, they're up for tender.
They're up for tender, yeah. But they do cost quite a bit of money for a year. I have thought about renting one for a year myself, just to come down here and, you know, in a summer's evening, but, well...
Okay. We just grabbing ourselves a hot chocolate and Andy getting a coffee. Why not? There you go. Anyway, Andy's been talking to the lady here at the golf about the closure.
About the closure, yeah. I mean, trying to find out and trying to gauge off her what's actually going on, because they've got some chaps doing some surveying on there this morning. You can just make it out. If Bill pans the camera around, you'll see a guy with a yellow high vis on.
Yeah.
But she has basically told me that they are closing from the start of July, and it's going to be right in the middle of the 6 weeks holidays. So it's really crazy, but it's supposed to be coming back next year. Well, we'll see.
Looking over there, Andy says, look at that poodle. It looks like a fake dog from a distance.
It's a poodly.
Oh, it's moving now.
It's got a pom-pom.
Right, so here we are. Look, there's the cygnets up ahead. They don't look little anymore, do they? Don't look little anymore. We'll go and get a close-up.
And the lady's hand feeding them lettuce, which I think is very brave.
Got to train them somehow.
The attention, I will take some photo.
As we can see, there's all 5 of them, nice and healthy.
They're enjoying that. It's Kimber at the top and Bert at the bottom.
Yeah, that's the one.
And just across there is Peirmont Place, which we will be lining up in a minute for a lovely photo from 1960.
1965, I believe.
1965, yes. Which Andy will talk through some of the buildings or some of the businesses.
Yeah,
that are
some
in
of the
it.
ones that I know.
Right, going to go and line him up. Peirmont Place, 1965.
1965, yeah. Now if we start with the shop at the bottom, which we've spoken about before, which is Kiddieland, and that's toys, prams and pushchairs. And then a shop next to it is called Wade's. Now I think, in my mind, that was a fruit and veg shop. There's another one called Glendale Tours, without looking at the picture, and that is basically a touring coach company that were operated from there. And then just up from that, where Coast to Coast is now, that was Tapper and Sons. Now Tapper and Sons did furniture and haberdashery, and he was there quite a few years.
Lovely iconic view. And when Steve from Basingstoke was down here in Dawlish, I think it was last year or the year before that, he took a few snaps and he sent them in, said, would I like to share them? I said, yes, why not? So here we go. 4 pictures Steve took when he was down here a couple of years ago. Absolutely lovely. Smashing. Thank you very much for sending those in, Steve. Lovely. And here's the flower bed as was, not anymore, all gone. Just a big pile of earth now.
Yeah, and if they find any buried treasure on there, I'll lay claim to it.
The shelter's still there though, you can see the roof.
Yeah, still going.
Not pulled that up just yet.
I don't know where that's going. Somebody thinks they're going to move it around to the side.
But it looks like it's been reinforced.
Yeah, well, it's reinforced, ready to be lifted, doesn't it?
Yeah, quick update on the shelter. We've noticed there's those cones there, see? One there and one there. And then just over there you've got a hole there, see?
And a hole on the other side.
On the other side with a cone in it. Is that possibly where they're planning to move it to?
Yeah, it looks sort of like that idea, doesn't it?
No, the footprint isn't a million miles off, I don't think.
No.
Anyway, we will find out in due course. We'll find out in due course. And of course, this is a bit further up with the construction site and the big thingies and the diggers.
Yeah, the diggers, everything going on. This is all going to be, I should think, like mission control soon when they got this great big thing going in.
Of course, this is where the Just Eat festival was.
It was.
The other day.
And they got so much on there.
They did, yes. Did very well with that.
They did do very well with it.
I got some new flowers and planters.
Yeah,
On the bowling
petunias
green.
and marigolds.
Lovely. A few flowers here on the bridge. But we've still got all this build up here, look.
Yeah.
Not good, is it?
I think what I can gather with all the work that's being done on the lawn, that eventually when they're coming to the end of the work, they are actually going to do some work on the brook for us, removing some of the silt and these islands.
Quick shot of the Brunswick Arms, the Brunny.
Even the girls can stand up in the brook now.
Look, two little ones in there today.
Let me
Just
take a
the
picture of
two.
them on.
Lovely. Here we go, heading back down to the station now. Past the signets again.
Yes, the double
Your Bert and
signets
Kimber.
today.
Lovely. All of them present and correct and available
their
to be
bellies
filmed.
full.
Yep. And there we go, as that train goes off on its way, just going to pan round here to take a view like this with the bridge and the building. And okay, full disclosure, this isn't actually Dawlish, but it looks very, very similar. It's Painton, another one of Steve's pics. Here we go, there we go, surprise Pullman. Isn't that lovely?
Lovely.
Another one Steve sent in, thank you very much mate, much appreciated. Cheers. Oh, this is mine. And there he goes, off on his travels to Painton. And there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Apologies in advance for the microphone failure at the start. I kind of really am on me, that was. But I know now, won't ever happen again. You'll still have heard me, I expect. Just Andy's going to be rather muffled. But never mind. We'll see what we can do, patch it together in the edit. And with that, that's it for today. Hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. And thanks for joining us. Take care. Bye.